Gather simple ingredients for fresh pasta. Making pasta from scratch requires just a few ingredients: flour, eggs, salt, and water. Use all-purpose or 00 flour for a smooth texture, or mix in semolina for a slightly firmer bite. Fresh pasta has a rich taste and a tender texture that store-bought versions can't match. Create a well for mixing the dough. Pour the flour onto a clean surface and create a well in the center. Crack the eggs into the well, add a pinch of salt, and slowly mix with a fork. Gradually incorporate the flour into the eggs until a sticky dough forms. This method helps ensure even mixing without overworking the dough. Knead the dough for the perfect texture. Kneading is essential for developing gluten, which gives pasta its elasticity. Use the heel of your hand to push the dough forward, then fold it back and repeat. Knead for about 10 minutes until the dough is smooth and slightly firm. Let it rest for 30 minutes to relax the gluten. Roll out the dough evenly by hand. Divide the dough into smaller portions to make it easier to handle. Lightly flour a surface and use a rolling pin to roll out the dough. Start from the center and roll outward, rotating the dough to keep it even. Aim for a thin, almost translucent sheet for the best texture. Cut the pasta into desired shapes. Once rolled out, fold the pasta sheet loosely and slice it with a sharp knife. Cut thin strips for fettuccine, wider strips for pappardelle, or squares for ravioli. If making spaghetti, use a pizza cutter or knife to create long, even strands. Unfold and dust with flour to prevent sticking. Cook the pasta in boiling water. Fresh pasta cooks much faster than dried pasta. Bring a pot of salted water to a rolling boil and cook for just 2 to 3 minutes. It should be tender but slightly firm to the bite. Avoid overcooking, as fresh pasta absorbs sauce better when slightly firm. Pair with simple, fresh sauces. Homemade pasta pairs well with light, flavorful sauces. Toss fettuccine with olive oil, garlic, and parmesan for a quick meal. A fresh tomato sauce or butter and sage sauce also complements delicate pasta beautifully. Avoid heavy sauces that overpower the fresh pasta's texture. Store or dry pasta for later use. If not cooking immediately, lightly flour the pasta and store it in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 2 days. To dry pasta, spread it out on a baking sheet and let it air dry for 24 hours before storing it in a dry, cool place. Experiment with different flavors. Add herbs like basil or parsley for a colorful twist, or mix in spinach or beet puree for naturally flavored pasta. Whole wheat flour can also be used for a nuttier taste and firmer texture. Experimenting with different ingredients makes each batch unique. Enjoy the satisfaction of homemade pasta. Making pasta by hand takes effort, but the results are worth it. The texture, taste, and freshness elevate any meal, and the process itself is rewarding. With a little practice, you can master homemade pasta without ever needing a machine.